Hey guys, welcome to Biotecnika. I'm your host Shekhar Suman, and today we're going to talk about 10 things which every CSIR NET aspirant should do early in their preparation, in fact, even before they begin their preparation. So I'm going to give you 10 pointers which is going to enrich your life, and it is going to be super important. So let's get started. So the first point which I want to discuss today is setting your goals in life. A very, very important pointer, and it is related to your CSIR NET preparation. I'll come to that a little later. But for the first thing, you have to know that CSIR NET is the passport to your success. It is not the destination. CSIR NET is not the destination. It is your passport to the destination. And your destination should be becoming a successful scientist or a researcher in India, abroad, wherever. So that's where your goal is. Now, success cannot be reached if you don't have short-term as well as long-term goals. Now, that means if you want to qualify CSIR NET, have a short-term goal. Okay, I have to qualify with this rank, and these are the steps which I'm going to follow. And the long-term strategy, which is where you want to go to after your CSIR NET, right? So these are a few things which you have to keep in mind whenever you start preparing, or whenever you decide to prepare. Now, goals or dreams are something which helps us keep going whenever we have setbacks or we pass through failures. So I would say, please keep this in mind. This is the first pointer, which is set your goals in life. The second pointer, know about the CSIR NET exam. Now, the problem with most of us is we think that this is just another exam. We have to go in, we have to write on a Sunday, and bingo, you get a result, right? It doesn't happen that way. See, you cannot be called a master unless you have, passed through those, 2 or 3 years of your rigorous preparation, right? So if you want to become a master of CSIR NET exam, if you really want to master it, then you have to know everything from basics to the latest. And you know where you can get all that. You can get all those things only on Biotecnika in our career guidance section. So the link to that I'm giving you in the description. Please don't forget to refer, because if you know about the CSIR NET exam, you know thoroughly about the exam pattern, you know about the distribution of marks, you know about the question scheme, you know about the negative marking, then only you can be successful. So that's my second pointer, know about the CSIR NET exam. The third is stay up to date. Now, CSIR NET happens twice a year. This year it has not happened yet. It may happen in another few months, but that is where you need to stay updated. When the exam notification will come, when the last date is, how you have to apply, what exactly you have to do, and all such things. There is only one resource on internet where you get all those things in a genuine, authentic way, and that is Biotecnika. So stay subscribed to our Biotecnika's YouTube channel, subscribe to Biotecnika's email newsletter, the link is given in the description, and that way you will stay updated with everything related to CSIR NET. So as simple as that. Moving to the fourth pointer, which is assign yourself a segregated study place. Now, even before you start studying is a very, very sacred thing. Okay, so it has to be done in a specific place every day at the same time. You can't be sitting on a highway and studying, because there are a lot of people coming, going, and you get distracted. When mind get distracted, then your neurons cannot wire together. And if your neurons cannot wire together, they cannot fire together. So you need to have a dedicated place where you sit for a dedicated number of hours to study. That's very, very, very important. Now, what students do is they take it for granted. Any place, any corner in the house. No. You have to take it very, very seriously. That's the place which you own. That's the place from where a successful scientist is going to come out in the next 6 months. So make that place your place. Build that place, your study place, in such a convenient manner so that it is helpful for revision purpose. You have a whiteboard to write and revise and draw diagrams, sketches, whatever. So you need to have all that in your study place. So that's my point number 4. Now, point number 5 is know the syllabus. Now, syllabus is vast. 13 units plus general aptitude is equivalent to 14 MSc entrance exams or 14 MSc courses, right? So it's not so easy to qualify. So all you have to do is you have to specialize in a few parts of the syllabus, and a few parts you may have to skip. So how to do that, how exactly you have to do that, I have put a link in the description. Another video has also been made. So many webinars Biotecnika has conducted on the same topic. So you should know the syllabus, you should know the breakup of the syllabus, you should know from which unit you should not skip, which units you can skip, which sub-units you should not skip. So all this information at one place is given in the description. Please download Biotechnika's CSIR NET Starter Kit, which will be definitely helpful for all of you. And also I'm including the list of reference book, all that is right there. So now point number 6, which is refer to previous year question papers. Very simple, everybody tells you that. But I don't say that, okay, blindly you just take a question paper and start solving. That's not going to help you. What is going to help you is take the question paper, don't solve it. Select which question, if this was the question paper of your CSIR NET of that year, which questions you will solve. So practice question paper decision making, and then practice question solving, okay? And record the time you are taking per question as well as in total, right? And strategize in such a way that you solve the part C first, then come to part B, and then to part A, because part C carries the most weightage, and at the same time it requires you a lot of attention and a fresh mindset. So that's where you go refer to previous year question papers and solve it in a sequential manner. Point number 7 is selection of units. Now, you could be from botany, you could be from zoology, you could be from cell biology, you could be from ecology, or oceanography. Whatever is your MSc background, CSIR NET or CSIR HRDG doesn't care about it, okay? But we care about it, so that's why I'm telling you, you have to select your unit based on your strong points, okay? So you can choose units as per your background, and choose also have an overlap of those units which are very, very important. So the syllabus breakups and the selection of unit tips and tricks is given in the description. Please check that out. Also, another tip I can give you under this same tip is correlating the units. For example, if you're studying a process in, suppose, unit 3, and the same process again or a similar thing or a correlated thing is repeated in unit 7, so you should take up these 2 units together, okay? So which units you should study together, even that information is given in the description. Please don't forget to check that out. Now, another tip which I can give you under the same pointer is segregate topics which is your background. Suppose your botany background, so obviously unit 6 is your forte, unit 7 you'll be weak, right? So you can skip unit 7, pick out unit 6. So this is how you have to segregate and select only those which is your strong points, okay? Because your strong points are going to help you in your exams. It's not that even if it is very, very important and if you're weak in that, it's not going to help. Of course, you have to work on that to make it your strong point, but yes, you have to take your core subject as your fulcrum. On the top of it, you're going to build your preparation. So that's about the 7th point. Moving ahead to the 8th point, which is connect to people. Now, right now, as you're interacting with me, you're connecting with me the same way you have to connect to a lot of mentors. Of course, Biotecnika has a lot of mentors. You can connect with us. You can connect with a lot of toppers. You can watch a lot of interviews which we have conducted, and the links are given in the description. Those will give you insight on how exactly a topper mindset is and how exactly you have to strategize and channelize your energy so that you can become a topper of this particular exam. So for that, you have to connect with the people, and that's my point number 8. Moving ahead to point number 9. Design a timetable. Now, timetable, yes, but very, very tricky thing if you are a student or if you're a working professional. Even if you are trying to dedicate few hours, it becomes tricky because you plan something else happens. Like, for example, today I plan to do this video at suppose 11 o'clock, now it's 3 o'clock, I'm shooting it, right? So what you plan doesn't happen all the time, right? But at least having a reference point, okay, these are the things I'm going to do today. It's very important. And if in case you want any help in designing a timetable, and if you're a Biotecnika CSIR NET coaching students, reach out to your mentors and counselors. They will help you because they're trained to do just that. They'll give you a personalized timetable so that you can prepare well. So that's my point number 9. Moving ahead to point number 10. All right, so point number 10 is collect reference books. Now, books are the foundations of your success in this exam. So selecting the right book is very important. Now, many places on internet you will find people saying, you buy this book, this is the best. That's not truth. There's no one book which takes care of everything. In fact, the Biotecnika's printed study material also, we cannot say that it takes care of everything in detail. Okay. We have taken only few units, which is very, very important, of course, based on the weightage. And yes, it is not a replacement of standard books. So the point which I want to make here is you have to look at standard books. You should never, ever lose your grip on standard books. You see, standard books, of course, they were never written from CSIR NET point of view. So yes, you have this study material from Biotecnika, which you can refer to. But you should never lose the grip of studying from standard books, because they will help you throughout your life. Throughout your career, it is going to help you. So, you know, how to collect the reference books? All you have to do is, if you're a Biotecnika student, you get an ebook library where you can get access to these. And if you are, physical classroom student, of course, you get access to. Otherwise, the list of reference book I'm giving in the description. You can buy it on Flipkart and Amazon.com, Amazon.in, and utilize it. However, they are not very cheap, but I would suggest referring standard books is a good idea. You know, it helps you. And in case you want to read it in a different language, in a lucid language, and in a better manner, of course, there is Biotecnika's study material which will help you. So the link for that is given in the description. Moving ahead, we have point number 11, which is guidance from experts. Now there are two ways of making them, learning from mistakes. One is you commit the mistake and learn from it. Other is you learn from other people's mistakes. So I would definitely prefer the second one, which is learning from other people's mistakes. When we were building Biotecnika, we were committing mistakes. We're not learning from it, in fact, initially, but we learned the harder way that when there is a mentor, he or she can produce the results in the shortest possible time, because they have time tested all the strategies. They have tried all the strategies and they know which ones won't work and which will work. So it is always advisable to reach out to an expert. And to just do that, we have a big set of experts. And in fact, a lot of students are already availing the free crash course which Biotecnika is providing, which is again helping a lot of students. So you can reach out to Biotecnika's team of counselors and experts who will guide you for the same. So that's about the point number 11. Moving ahead to point number 12. Adopt smart methods to memorize and retain, and of course revise. So what happens here? Whenever you're preparing for these exams, one way is the hard way, okay? You take a book, make notes, but that way you will take 2 years to just finish your notes and then revise, right? So that way you will not be a PhD in biosciences, you will be a PhD in CSIR NET. So don't follow that procedure. Instead, do some smart work, buy some smart books which Biotecnika has got, which of course is Conceptica series. We have Conceptable, we have Concept Wheel, we have Conceptica Lite. All these smart books will help you. Now, these smart books are clubbed with a lot of aided videos and tutorials which will help you study even better. So these smart books will reduce the time taken in revision, time taken in memorizing the concept, and time taken in recalling the concept, because they were built specifically for these. So that's my point number 12, adopt smart methods to memorize and retain. So point number 13 is practice solving questions in between the lectures. So I call it sandwich method. So this point number 13 is going to really open your eyes, because I always used to do this, and you also should be doing it. Okay, so you attended one class of cell biology today, and the next class is suppose tomorrow. You revise the class, and then you go ahead and solve questions based on that particular topic, and then you go for the next class. So unless you practice the question of whatever has been taught today, don't move to the next day class. So that way what happens is you are thorough, and you will have questions which you can ask the teacher the very next day. So this sandwich method helps you, right? And that's my point number 13. Practice solving question, but on the same day of the lecture. So morning the class happened, afternoon solve the questions, or evening solve the questions. Go to the next day class always prepared. I'm going to give you a mantra now. Remember, never ever go to any conference or event or exam unprepared, unplanned. It is going to be really dangerous. disastrous. Don't do that mistake. Moving ahead to point number 14, start preparing early. So have you seen this fast bowler? If you follow cricket, the fast bowlers will run from far and reach the pitch and then they will bowl, correct? Why do they do that? To gain momentum, right? The same way, if you start preparing early, suppose 8 months, 12 months early, okay? And you're targeting, suppose, the next year exam, you get a lot of time to cover a lot of syllabus, a lot of ground, and a lot of time to revise as well. Your momentum will be higher than anyone else who is preparing. Your concepts will be even better because you would have got 3 or 4 times to revise, and you would have got a lot of time to practice questions, right? So all this can be achieved only if you start preparing early. Take at least 1 year gap. Okay, if you don't want to drop, start preparing in your final year MSc, right? Remember, this exam is not so easy, but with proper planning, proper practice, proper guidance, you can achieve it. I can bet you can achieve it. But if I'm betting my money on you, you will have to achieve with proper guidance, planning, and effort. So if you're ready for that, please come, we'll help you out. So moving ahead to point number 15, which is know your strength and know your weaknesses. Now, whenever you're studying, you should select the topics which are your strength. Suppose you understand genetics well, mathematical, you get it, but you really find it boring studying botany. So, shun botany. Go for genetics, go for mathematical things, go for methods in biology, go for unit 1, right? So what really happens is, if you know your strength, if you know your weakness, you skip those parts which is your weakness, focus on your strength, and that becomes your strongest point. Remember the fulcrum and the lever, right? So why? That fulcrum, your strength is your fulcrum, and it can lift the weight of CSIR NET exam. The competition can become your friend if you focus on the fulcrum, which is your strength. So my dear friends, my dear colleagues, my dear subscribers, I gave you 15 pointers today. Without taking much time, I want to reiterate this, that prepare early, take guidance, and put in efforts. With proper planning and practice, nobody can stop you from succeeding in CSIR NET. And Biotecnika and Shekhar Suman is always at your service. Comment below what you need. I will come to you with help. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.